Don't worry, you don't need to watch this. You're not gonna learn a damn thing.
Come one, come all, confess the ball. Ah! Don't ask how the Lament configuration got my damn hand. And don't ask what happened in the first couple seconds. Don't worry about that. This has nothing to do with the topic at hand. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, organics of all ages, I am Double R, and in this particular video, we are going to be speaking about a certain artist. The one known as Shadman. Why am I going to bring him up? Because he is the perfect example of that. Now, what this is pretty much the same thing that a lot of people on Twitter are jumping for joy over. It says illustrated. That means those lolly and those Shota people are really going to get it now. Tee-hee. Unless they're from, like, Australia or Switzerland or those places without free speech, this here is kind of a thing. Now, what this is, you don't know what in the blue hell that means. Ergo, why I'm making this video. Now, some of you are going to sit there and the first thing you're going to come out your mouth, the first thing you're going to say, the first line that you're going to throw out there, it's from the Protect Act. About that.
Okay, let's talk about the Protect Act of 2003. Prosecutorial remedies and other tools to end the exploitation of children today, submitted by Senator Orrin Hatch and Congressman Mike Pence. So the Protect Act includes prohibitions against obscene illustrations depicting child sexually explicit material. So I understand where you could get confused. But the law was created with the intent of stopping people from creating virtual children based off real-life children, and then using that to create child sexually explicit material. It has only ever been successfully used in trial one time, that was later overturned. In April of 2006, the United States versus Williams ruled that the pandering provision in the Protect Act went against the First Amendment. And then in June of 2008, the United States versus Hanley case ended with a ruling that the Protect Act was unconstitutionally vague. Neil Gaiman even remarked that when applied to his own work, The Dollhouse, you could be arrested for owning it, according to this law. So no, you cannot go to jail for loli art. It does not violate federal law in the United States. You don't have to like it, but it is not illegal.
Yeah, so, according to the Protect Act, even lolly is legal under certain stringent terms. So why did I bring up Shadman, you ask? Because Shadman is the embodiment of this here. Let me explain. You see, Shadman has a track record. Kind of like Sakami-chan, there's a track record. And I'm trying to think of the best way to say this, because I know Shadman has his fans. I was one of them. Technically, I'm still one of his fans about his art. There are just some things that there's a line, there goes the line of scrimmage, and then there's passing that line. I think it's best to summarize what I mean, and then we can get into that. Shadman used to be in Switzerland. I believe he went to an art school in Switzerland, if memory serves correctly. But he was doing his lolly art at the time then. Switzerland is not a fan of it, kind of a legal thing for them. He got in trouble. Pretty much was deemed a menace to society and all that bull. Then he decided to be a provocateur and started making real-life people in drawing form. He had one where he turned Hillary Clinton into a lolly, and things happened. The most famous incident for Shadman happened to be Keemstar's daughter, which, according to Shadman, it's not a pornographic image, but like I stated a moment ago, Shadman has a track record, as does Sakmi-chan. The track record pretty much is 9 out of 10 times if they have made a person or character, they're going to either do a pinup pose or sexual. So Keemstar's daughter being seen in any way, shape, or form was the flag on play. Was that illegal? Wasn't sexual, but it did ring some bells. Not a problem. Technically not a problem, but again, that's walking up to that line of scrimmage. Then there was another YouTuber that was coming up, I believe she was like 11 or something, and he kind of made a picture where big black microphones, and it was hinting that she was going to ASMR them. For those of you who know about the like Amaranth and the ear thing and all that bullshit, you get the idea. Again, right up to that line. Right up to it. But because some people can take it in a sexual context, it could cause problems. Having said that, just because something can be taken in a sexual context does not mean it is sexual. For example, choking.
Good. Now choke him. Choke the shit out of him.
It can be taken as sexual context.
Harder.
Whoa!
Well done.
Bro,
What?
bro. Jesus, what?
Get it? Just like biting.
Oh, fuck. Call an ambulance.
You can take it in a sexual context.
Now I'm hungry. Wait!
Got it? Shouldn't have to explain that, but there'll be a video that I have out later where, let's just say me saying this now keeps my rage at bay later. Moving on. So, what kind of art actually got him in trouble? As that one YouTuber pinged, Keemstar's daughter pinged, and what I mean by pinged is, it was a warning. He's right up, Shadman was right up to that frickin' line of scrimmage. He was right up there. Then he passed it. Daphne Keane, aka the actress that played X-23. Now, as a provocateur, I got that he was probably putting stuff out there on his Discord to rile people up. I got that. I understood that. I mean, that's like getting mad at James Gunn about certain posts. If they're meant to be provocative posts to get you riled up, that's the job of it. Of course, it always comes back as, it's just a joke, bro! The problem with the Daphne Keane situation, from Shadman's point of view, there was no problem. After all, he was drawing two fictional characters banging. Wolverine and X-23. He was drawing them banging. What was wrong with that? Except Wolverine looked an awful lot like Hugh Jackman, and X-23 looked really similar to Daphne Keane. So similar, in fact, that even her agency looked at that and went, that's our client. And she's a minor. And she's having stuff go where? Now, having brought that up, I'm going to emphasize that Shadman was not arrested for his art. Even though this here got technically violated. He was in trouble for something else. But he did step in the legal doo-doo because of that there. Because that was illustration of an actual minor. Now, for some of y'all who don't quite process this, when you saw it on Twitter and wherever else where they have that stipulation, because that stipulation is based on this, that's the stuff they're talking about. So when y'all think you're being slick, when I decide to draw somebody's location in really high detail and high realistic, then magically it's no longer just a drawing. Or when I draw myself banging their sister or their mother in a hyper-realistic way, it's no longer just a drawing. No, it's not, because as Shadman proved with Daphne Keane, as Billie Eilish almost had to throw a hissy fit and have her lawyers go after a group because of this, all because of that. Yeah, if you draw a hyper-realistic version of someone's sister or mother or location, then no, it's not just a picture, because that is literally what you guys are cheering about. That's how it works. That's literally how it works. That's why Shadman got in trouble. That's why the company got in trouble with Billie Eilish. That's what it means. I mean, I get it. Some people forgot that police sketch artists were a thing.
Now, Jane, about this man you saw last night. Anything can help.
Yes, I gave the sketch artist a description.
Ed, that'll be all, McTeague. Why don't we get that other artist? You know, the one who never dates? Lives with those two guys?
Right.
However, I must have somehow opened the element configuration, and this is my hell, because common fucking sense and reading and understanding the law, it shouldn't be a hard thing, but here we are. Anyway, point is, that's the point of this. That's what they're talking about. If a person can be identified in the picture, if an agency looks at it and goes, that's Daphne Keane. If Billie Eilish could pick up a magazine and goes, when did I pose for this? When did I pose for this? I didn't pose for this. No one told me about this. I'm not getting paid for this. Who made this? Yeah. When these kind of things come up in the legal stance, that's what they're talking about. That's what Twitter is saying. That's what Twitter is telling you about when it says illustration of people. It is a reference to the Shadman incident. It is a reference to the Billie Eilish incident. So, take that with a grain of salt. But that is how that works. We got it? We good? So, I shouldn't see any more dumbass posts going, oh, you lolly guys are in trouble. You Shona girls are in trouble. I shouldn't be seeing that anymore, right? Because you understand legality, this is the whole Shadman case of Daphne Keane versus Shadman. You understand that, right? The Billie Eilish thing. You get this, right? That's what it's referring to. Okay? We got it? Come see, come saw. Okay. I'm Double R. I'm out. and I'm happy I could explain this in a blunt way. Why is this so hard to understand? Why is it the folks that are so upset about art are saying hyper-realistic, knowing damn well they're going to violate this? Why? They're going to violate this to prove that they violated this. For a bunch of people who hate Shadman, they obviously don't pay a fucking lick of attention to legality.